I'm Kim, and I'm from the Lake Villa District Library, and I'm here for Read Around Town. It's a new program that we're introducing, and we're going to be introducing community helpers and businesses in the area that support our Lake Villa District Library. We can't wait to visit these many people and find out what interesting jobs they do and what fun things they can show us, and they'll read a special book for us to hear.
Hi, and welcome to Lindenhurst Village Hall. I am Mayor Dominic Marturano. I'm going to read a story to you today, but before I do that, let me tell you a little bit about my role here as the Mayor of Lindenhurst. I am an elected official. I serve the village on a 4-year term. This is my second term as mayor. I'm about to go into year 6. So I've been mayor for 5.5 years. And I was previously a village trustee, which is a village board member, and served 2 terms. So that 8 years as a trustee and 5+ years as mayor. I've been on the village board for 13+ years. In most towns in Lake County here, the smaller towns, the mayor is not a full-time position. My role here as the mayor is a part-time position. I do have a full-time job. I work for a distributor in Wisconsin with roots in Illinois, and this job here as a village board member, we provide policy and oversight and strategy for the village. The village on a day-to-day basis, since I'm not full-time and the board is not full-time, is run basically by one village administrator who is hired and reports to the village board. And then reporting to the village administrator is the police chief, the director of operations and or public works, and our office staff, customer service, finance, etc. So they run the village on a day-to-day basis, our employees. And we, the village board members, we provide the oversight, we provide the policy, we help, we vote for the ordinances, we approve budgets to make sure that everything runs smoothly in our town. Besides serving as the mayor, I also serve on 2 other boards. One board is called Lake County Municipal League, and that is comprised of mayors throughout Lake County and a representative from the county. We, as a board, then work together to try to do what is best for our county. We work together with our executive director to try to bring better contracts to our villages, and we also work with our elected officials in Springfield who write the laws that affect all of us. My other board position is on the Central Lake County Joint Action Water Agency, or CLC-JAWA for short. CLC-JAWA is the agency that provides Lake Michigan water to many Lake County communities. That facility brings in water from Lake Michigan and treats it in Lake Bluff, and then sends that water to towns like Mundelein, Libertyville, Gurney, Grays Lake, Round Lake Beach, Round Lake Heights, Volo, Wakanda, Lake Villa, and Lindenhurst, and some areas of Lake County like Grandwood Park, like Fox Lake Hills, and other unincorporated areas. So that's my role here as mayor and other board positions. And as I said at the onset, I'm going to read you a book today. It is titled Curious George Votes. Just got through an election, and believe it or not, there's another election that's going to be coming up in April where adults will vote for local municipal positions, municipal leaders, school board members, library board members, park district members. Everything local occurs on the odd numbered years in the April timeframe. Okay, so that's a little bit different than a presidential election, which is normally in November on even years. So get ready to vote, get your parents ready to vote, and I will start with Curious George Votes. George was a good little monkey and always very curious. One day, George visited the school with his friend, the man with the yellow hat. Wait here, George, while I talk to Mrs. Wolf, the man said, and try to be a good little monkey. I will be back in a few minutes. George tried his best to sit still, but a school is full of things to interest a curious little monkey. A class of kids passed by. George wanted to walk in a neat line too. The cafeteria buzzed with excitement. Kids were eating their lunches and talking about their favorite animals. They were getting ready to vote for a new school mascot. Each child could choose a single piece of paper with a tiger or owl on it and place it in the ballot box. At the end of lunch, the animal with the most votes would become the new mascot. The bright posters everywhere were hard for a curious monkey to resist, even one who was trying his best to be good. George wondered if the tiger's fur was as soft as it looked. He gave it a little pat. Oh no, the poster landed in a heap. He quickly put it back on the wall, but something wasn't right. George wanted to fix his mistake. On a nearby table, he found a package of markers. That was better. On the other side of the cafeteria, George found a girl telling everyone why they should vote for a tiger to be the new school mascot. Tigers are strong and fast, she said. When the girl finished talking, she handed the microphone to a boy. Those are great points, the boy said, but I think that an owl would make the best mascot because they can fly. George wondered how anyone could make a decision when they were both good mascot choices. George got up and looked more closely at the posters. He tried to imagine what it was like to be an owl flying and hooting. Then he imagined he was a tiger roaming. He got a little carried away. Some kids were handing out stickers with their favorite mascots on them. George wanted to be fair, so he took one from each kid. By the time George had gone all the way around the cafeteria, he was covered from head to toe in tigers and owls. George was proud of his new stickers, but when he got all the way around the room, he noticed something. The cafeteria was really crowded with everyone getting ready to vote. The kids couldn't move around as easily as George. George wanted to make sure every kid got a sticker, so he went through the cafeteria handing them out. George made his way back to the front of the cafeteria. On the table with the markers, there was a big strange box. It had a slot in the top. George watched carefully as a girl picked up a piece of paper and dropped the paper into the ballot box. George liked the way the paper rustled as it slid in. That looked like fun. George wanted to try it, but instead of picking his choice for mascot, George drew his own picture of the animal like he had before on the back of the tiger poster. Then he dropped in one ballot. It hit the bottom of the box with a little plunk. He dropped 3 more in all at once. Schwick, they just fit through the hole. He wondered how many ballots he could fit into the box. As it turned out, he could fit in the lot. Mr. Windle came to pick up the ballot box. It was time to count the votes and find out what the new school mascot would be. But something was very strange about the ballots. He separated the votes into piles. 1 pile for each animal and 1 for George's doodled ballots. Mr. Windle was not amused. Why are there so many papers in the ballot box? And why are there so many with extra doodles and drawings? Now George was worried. He hadn't meant to cause trouble, but then a girl spoke up. It was George, she said, but he was only being curious. And he was very helpful too. He acted out the animals for us and gave everyone campaign stickers. He also made us laugh a lot. We learned about write-in votes and how, if we want, we can write in our choice for the vote instead of picking one of the two choices. Well, that explains the ballots with the different doodles on them, Mr. Windle said, but it also explains the most votes. There are 15 votes for the owls, 10 for the tigers, and 20 write-in votes for the monkeys. A monkey will be a good mascot because they are curious around the world. George and the kids ate pudding cups to celebrate the new mascot. In honor of the new mascot, the teachers decided to have bookmarks made with a monkey on them. They could sell the bookmarks to help raise money to buy a costume for the new mascot. And that's how George got to cheer for himself at the first baseball game of the season. The end. Thank you for joining me in this opportunity to read to you. Hopefully you were enjoyed by this book by Curious George, called Curious George Votes. And hopefully you'll take the opportunity to see more of these videos with other guests reading to you throughout the next several weeks and months. Goodbye, good luck, and most importantly, stay healthy.